What's going on, guys? This is Mike with Chit Chat Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look, kind of reviewing, going over my thoughts and my opinions here on the Street Fighter version of the arcade 1-up machine here, like I got here behind me. And like I mentioned, I kind of just want to go over some of the features as well as kind of my experience with it. I've been playing it for quite a while here. I'm a huge Street Fighter fan, of course. I actually play the true arcade machine up at an actual local arcade bar called Analog. You can probably see my videos before of that. So I definitely know what I'm looking at here. And I'm going to say right now that the games actually look really, really good. Even though they are on a flat panel, like I said, 17-inch LCD, they're not on a traditional CRT, curved TV or bubble TV or however you want to call it. But that actually looks pretty good. All three games on here, you actually have Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, you have Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers, and you have Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo as well too. And the actual machine here does a great job of actually portraying those games. I know there are ROMs and everything here. It's not true hardware, but it definitely does look good, almost similar to the original here. And I have not noticed any problems with any kind of pixels or anything being off or out on my actual screen here. The actual LCD screen looks pretty good. Now here's a couple things I did run into though. The actual buttons and everything on the control panel are actually really, really good. They're not, the best in the world, but they're not horrible as well too. They actually work, they do the job. The only problem I have with, I'm going to indeed order replacement parts for it, is going to be the actual knobs here on the tops of the joystick. So my only problem is that they screw on. They just kind of go down, they kind of tighten on. The only kind of problem I ran into is when you're actually playing, they tend to come off. I know you could probably put some super glue or something on there to kind of get the stick, but then again, if you do that, then you're kind of stuck with these forever. So I do indeed plan on ordering some colored replacements, a little better ones probably here. But that's definitely one of the flaws I noticed here. Other than that though, as far as the control board goes, I didn't notice any issues. Now this thing took about an hour maybe to put together. It was actually pretty easy. If you can put together like an IKEA or like a certain kind of like a desk or something like that as well too. If you can do that, or a table or whatnot, or or any kind of computer desk, then you can definitely do this here. It's pretty simple. It's just basic furniture, like I said, kind of like an IKEA one. It doesn't take long. The instructions are actually really, really good here as well too. And if you don't want to follow written instructions, you can actually go to Arcade 1Up's website or YouTube, and they actually do have a tutorial video there as well too. I didn't have to check that out because I figured that I think I'm pretty smart at putting this stuff together. It wasn't hard. It was actually pretty easy. I ran into a couple small issues. One of the biggest issues I ran into, and I'll roll some footage here of it, is actually with the panel here. There's a front panel, it's the J panel. It kind of goes right above the actual logos here on the board, right below the board. I had an issue with that actually coming flush with the top of the actual marquee, or the actual unit here, the sides. So I couldn't put my control panel down. It would not go down flush, so I couldn't screw those in. So I'm definitely going to have to contact the company here to see if they can send me over one. I do have a contact. I've been talking to him for quite some time. I actually got a hold of him tonight. He actually sent me an email back already and told me who to contact. There's a customer service number here in the book. If I wanted to go directly to him, I sent him some pictures of it as well too. I definitely wanted to go ahead and get that taken care of. And while I was actually going ahead and taking care of that as well too, I thought I might as well go ahead and they actually have a plexiglass that actually sits over the top of the control panel here, because people have noticed problems with the actual, the actual logos and stuff coming off here, the actual artwork and such, coming off, the paint and stuff coming off, rubbing off as you're playing over time, it actually does come up. So I want to go ahead and get one of those as well too, to put on here to kind of protect that. But most importantly, I want my panel right here to actually be there, because it looks kind of goofy without it. But again though, that's the major issues I ran into putting it together. Otherwise, the parts were actually all there. They gave some extra parts as well too, like some screws and such. It didn't take long to do. So now let's go ahead and let's get into the games itself. On the actual marquee here, it actually mimics, and I'm telling you this, I know, because like I said, I do play the game quite a bit here. It actually does a great job of mimicking and kind of like trying to portray the actual original game itself, the actual unit itself, the actual machine, with all the artwork as well and everything here too. And I'll kind of, like I said, show some footage of that as well too. They even spell Barlog's name wrong here, so that's actually pretty funny here, and they actually do that on the actual true cabinets. But like I mentioned though, the actual control panels and such are actually pretty good here. There is 3 switches here for your volume. There is I'll go ahead and get like I said, some close-ups on this as well here for you too, so you can take a look at it. So as I mentioned, there are 3 basic volumes. There's right here, this basically turns it off. There's a middle one like this here, and there is a third one which gets really loud. Now this is a single I believe it's a single stereo speaker here, which is kind of weird, like I said, because really for this game you need to have two, but you do get one here as well too. Speaker is actually over here, so I'm gonna turn it off here just for right now until I start playing some gameplay. Of course, you got your on and off switch here as well too, and then basically in order to be able to go back to the main menu, you're actually going to hold the player 1 button down here for 5 seconds, and this will actually take you back to the start screen here. If you're actually in a game and you want to actually reset just the game itself, you're actually going to hold down the player 2 button for 5 seconds, and that will actually just reset the current selection game that you're actually in. And like I mentioned, if you want to go back to the whole entire menu to where you can choose all 3 different games, you're going to hold down that first one here for 5 seconds. But the actual, the actual sticks itself, they have the clickiness to it. And like I said, the only problem, these are actually pretty good. Like I said, they did a great job of the artwork of mimicking the original as well too, the original marquee. But actually going through this here, it's got, you can hear it. It's got definitely the switch of the clicks here, so you can hear it there. But my biggest problem here is, here's what I'm going to show you right now, is with these right here. I kind of tighten them pretty good, but when you're playing, you do tend to run into this right here. Basically, these coming off. So, like I said, they just screw on. I don't want to like strip them or anything. So I'm going to put it back on here. But you do. I was playing a little bit ago with my son, and I was in the middle of it. I noticed it kind of got kind of wiggly, and I looked, and it was starting to screw off. But also, I'll go ahead and get some new ones for that as well too. But otherwise, as you can hear, it does sound pretty good. I do like this a lot here. I think the size here, these run about 45 inches or 45.5 inches, so it's not really a true 4 foot here, but they are definitely shorter, and I'll go ahead and show some footage of that as well too. But yeah, so that's pretty much the board we're looking at here. Alright, so I'm going to do my best here to show you guys some footage of me actually playing the game here. So we're going to go and turn on there. So right now I'm going to go back here. I'm actually going to go in. We're going to go back to the main menu. So like I said, we're going to hold this for 5 seconds. And it's going to take you back to, like I mentioned, to the main menu. So like I said, you got Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, which is actually on the Sega Genesis. It's actually an arcade game as well too, but I love this game. I actually own it on the Sega Genesis as well too. Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers, which is another great game. I actually prefer this game on the Super Nintendo. Then of course Street Fighter 2 Turbo here as well too. So these are 3 games I got to choose from. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna jump straight into. Let's take a look at a little bit of Champion Edition here. So we'll go ahead and we will choose the game here. So it kind of gives you a rundown of how the controlling works. Press player 1 to continue here. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's jump into, there we go. So yes, classic here, Street Fighter 2. So like I said, it runs pretty good. It looks really good on the LCD here as well too. So let's go ahead and let's just pick Ken. And you can't change the difficulty, I'm telling you that right now. I noticed, because it is actually difficult to a degree, much like the arcade version as well too. So I'm trying to play really weird here. It does take a little while to get used to the to how the controls actually work as well. I had to actually play around quite a bit to get it to perform some of the alright, there we go. To perform some of the moves as well too. But other than that, it plays pretty good. Oh, I'm getting my butt kicked now. Here we go. I don't want to spam because I actually hate spamming, but at some point you have to. There we go. Oh, didn't get him. Got him. There we go. So there we go. So there is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition here. So like I said, it plays really good here, guys. I really enjoy it. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's check out the next game here. Maybe. Here we go. Alright, let's try New Challengers, which features some of the newer characters as well too. And like I said, I do like the artwork here. I appreciate that very much. I think it looks really good. I just want to get that plexiglass put down here so I don't have any kind of issues as far as the paint rubbing off. So this here is a classic screen. Look at this. I love this right here. Tons of games back in the day, especially arcade fighters, didn't kind of have this style of graphics as well too. So unless just like Neo Geo or something, so which of course those did, but for its time, guys, it was good. So my son was playing this, and he was just like, "This is big back in the day." I'm like, "Yeah, it was." So yeah. So of course you got all the new characters in this one as well too. like I said, I'm just being Ryu for right now. Screw it. I definitely want to get the riser. Like I said, this thing is not a true 4-foot. It is pretty short. I definitely want to get a riser for it. I can make my own. They run right now at Walmart for about, I don't know, they are, I want to say, right now they're currently $40. But you can get them. You can make your own for probably cheaper than that as well too, which I probably end up doing myself, just creating my own. But for $40, it may be worth it. But I definitely like to get this thing. It's nice and short for my kids, because my kids do like to play it as well too. I don't want them to ruin it, because it was $300. But I definitely want to get the riser for it as well too, because I think that I probably enjoy it. Right now I'm sitting down playing, which I'll kind of show here in a minute. But I think that being able to stand is probably the best way to do it. So now Camry's gonna whip my butt here. I always had like for a video game character, I always had a really big crush on Camry. Camry and Katana from Mortal Kombat. Those are like my gaming crushes. Oh. Alright, there we go. So, alright, so here's a little bit of Street Fighter 2, or Super Street Fighter 2 New Challengers. Let's go ahead and let's go back and let's take a look at the final third game on here, which is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. We'll take a look at that one here before we kind of end the video here and give my final thoughts, and then you know, kind of go over and let you guys see what the actual machine looks like, how compared to me, my size and everything as well too. So again, I am sitting down playing this versus standing up. The riser, you'll be able to stand up with it. Let's just pick Ryu again here. So this is pretty much Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 New Challengers pretty much, but a lot faster paced. Look at that, I can already hear the music. Let's turn it up to the last one here. So I turned it up. Now I'm getting my butt kicked. See, it's hard to kind of perform, but there we go. But I have it on the highest one right now. The highest volume. I'm gonna turn it back down there. There we go. I don't want to distort my video at all. Oh, look at that. There we go. Let's try this here. Nope, not gonna work. So let's go ahead and try it out here. I lost. So alright guys, let's go ahead and let's go back here and let's conclude this video. Alright guys, so we are back here. So like I mentioned, I said I was sitting down, so I'm sitting in my computer chair right now. So as I'm sitting down here, it's actually not bad. It's kind of sucks on the back because you're kind of slouching, you know, but that riser will bring it up another foot as well here too. So it should bring it up to about 55 inches, which is, you know, getting pretty close to 6 foot. So that will definitely help me out. I'm 5'8", but it'll definitely help me out as far as playing. But like I said, it's good for the kids and such as well too, because they can sit over here and just easily stand up and do it. But for me, it kind of does hurt the back a little bit as well too. So, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and conclude the video here and give my final thoughts on it. It's definitely something pretty cool. Like I said, the biggest thing I have is I'm missing that panel, that front panel, which really made me kind of angry because I wanted to get it complete. So now, I mean, it's no big deal. I just gotta take off these 4 screws here and put it in when I get the replacement part. So let's hope I get it here. And the plexiglass here I want to get to, because I don't want my artwork here rubbing off. Like, it's kind of the main thing, or kind of a lot of things I've seen online here. It's kind of one of the main problems. I don't want that issue as well too. So I want to go in and protect that while I can. Kind of, you know, grab a hold of that issue before it gets worse. I do like the marquee right here. I mean, they did a great job of trying to mimic this thing to look like the original. I'll put a picture of the original one as well here too. So they did a great job. I mean, the artwork looks good. For $300, it's not bad. Yes, you're only getting 3 games. I've seen videos out there as well too, where like ETA Prime has actually put like a Retro Pi in here as well too. If you want to do all that, that's great. But you know what? It has a standard AC adapter as well here to go ahead and plug it in to charge to power it, which isn't bad. It's actually just pretty easy. A little 3-prong as well too. So it's not bad here. And for the quality, the build quality itself is actually pretty good here. It doesn't feel cheap or anything as well too. It actually feels like quality. I think for $300, it's definitely worth it. If you are, you know, a nostalgic gamer as well too. Like I said, a lot of kids and such are probably not going to want to play this because they're going to be like, well, this is lame, you know. But if you're a nostalgic, retro fighter like retro player like I am here, then you're definitely going to appreciate how they really try. One Up Arcade actually tried to mimic the original here. They have several other ones out there as well too. They did say they're going to announce some more in January. I'm definitely waiting for that Final Fight one because I indeed plan on picking that one up as well here too. But like I said, and then my other issue I had with it, of course, was with the balls on top of the actual joysticks. They were kind of they come off, but you can definitely change those, no big deal. And of course, the size here, I'm going to show you guys a little picture here of myself being at 5'8", standing next to this machine here. So I can imagine if you're pretty tall, you may have an issue here with sitting down as well too. So I definitely recommend a riser or making your own as well here too. So once again, guys, this is the One Up Arcade Street Fighter cabinet here. Definitely something for nostalgic people. Definitely a fun little thing to have in your game room or your room right here itself as well too. But for $300, it's not bad, guys. I definitely recommend it if you are a true gamer or a true nostalgic gamer and you like fighting games. Alright guys, I thank you for joining me here. Once again, this has been Mike with Chit Chat Gaming. And before I say that, leave me a note down in the comments, or not a note, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys think here. Do you have one of these? Are you wanting one of these? Has this video helped? What questions you have regarding it as well too? Because I definitely like to go ahead and answer that for you as well, because I'm going to go ahead and go back to playing it here, so I'll definitely, with some more time, I'll definitely have those answers for you as well too. So let me know if any questions or anything or any kind of comments that you have below, guys. So once again, this has been Mike with Chit Chat Gaming saying happy gaming.